So maybe we should just start, if you can give us a report on Cooper, and then also, it looked like early on you had a little bit better offensive attack going, and maybe could even build on that lead, but just what did you see offensively tonight?
We're still sputtering, I think. Just too many, we're lacking maturity at the plate right now. And maybe I shouldn't be surprised because of the lack of maturity in terms of just, the experience piece of it. And, we're doing something, we're missing sign. We're doing some things that we shouldn't be doing from just a purely mental state, but also from an execution standpoint of maybe being a little bit too aggressive, and I would say getting ourselves out. And I think the offense is going to come. I still say it's better than what it is right now. But when you're struggling scoring runs, you can't play the way that we did defensively. Because if we take care of the baseball today, we still win that game, albeit 2-1. But we were victims of our own doing tonight, and it cost us.
Jacob?
Just to follow up on Jeff's first question, is there any update on Cooper right now?
I don't have anything for you right now. I don't know.
Alexander?
Hey, Coach, what can you say of the job that Christian did coming in and Graham to kind of bridge the gap?
Yeah, I mean, those guys did a great job. Christian kind of thrown in there, and his role is long relief, but I thought he did a fantastic job of getting us through the fifth, which is what we wanted him to do, and he was phenomenal in doing that. And Graham did a good job too. But everything's high leverage innings right now because we're not scoring runs, and one mistake will beat you. And unfortunately, we were the ones making those mistakes tonight.
Jacob?
Just on the ability of the guys from the bullpen to come in and pitch the way they did in a situation where they definitely were not expecting to have to pitch. What does that say just kind of about the preparation that these guys have been doing, and then potentially also about how Jason Kelly is preparing them?
Well, their roles. That was Bodovich was ready for that role. That's certainly not one that you necessarily want to go into. Meaning that if he's a long reliever, that means the starter didn't do his job. And now that wasn't as much Cooper's fault as we just want to be cautious with him early in the season. But he was ready. That was his role. JK's done a really good job of preparing those guys and getting them in the right mindset. And so I can't. I'm not going to sit here and fault the pitching piece of it. Everything gets magnified certainly when you lose, but I would say we pitched it well enough again to win. But we made the one mistake. But when you're in a tight ball game, not the one mistake, we made a couple of mistakes. But those couple of mistakes in a tight ball game could be the difference between winning and losing. And tonight it was a loss. So. But I was very pleased with all the guys that threw the baseball tonight for us.
Alexander?
Is there an update on Boyd, and was he an option potentially for tonight or at some point this weekend?
No, we'll release we'll at the appropriate time, we'll provide you guys with the information on him. But no, he was not available tonight.
Michael?
You guys jumped on Davenport early, and then he seemed to settle in and find the groove. Did you see a change in either the approach from your hitters at the plate or a change in how Davenport attacked your hitters on the mound?
Well, yeah, he's a good enough pitcher. You get a good pitcher like that, you've got to get to him. You're not going to have a bunch of opportunities, and we left some opportunities on the board. And back to what I would say, in some very immature bats. And credit him, but also that's something that we absolutely have to work on as we advance through the season, because you're going to see good pitchers on Friday night, and you're not going to have success every time. But from the perspective that I'm sitting in, I want to see guys being aggressive and sticking to the plan and showing good intent on that plan. And we didn't do that tonight, and particularly early on, we had a chance to extend it.
Jacob?
Tracy, what's kind of the message to the team after a loss like this one? Because it is the second time that you guys have lost close and late. And how do you kind of just rally the troops to get ready for tomorrow, basically?
Well, I mean, you talk about, you certainly have to address the mistakes they made, because if you can learn from those mistakes and certainly get better from it, but you also have to short memory, and we got 18 innings of baseball tomorrow. So our mindset when these guys walk out of that locker room can't be on something that we can't change. Now, we will take the notes from today of stuff that we did poorly, and there was plenty of it. We will take that stuff and address that, and moving forward, improve on that stuff. But, the offensive piece, we got to be better offensively, because our guys are getting it done on the mound. And, but, we got good leadership in that locker room. Those guys are going to have the guys, particularly the younger guys, ready to play tomorrow. And our focus has to be on pitch number one. It's a long season. And, that's where our head is. But yeah, we're disappointed. It's sickening, just on how we lost it. But you got to put that out of your head and regroup and get ready for tomorrow.
Jeff?
Just to go over the play on the first play on the top of the ninth, did he miss the bag, or what exactly happened there?
Well, one, we didn't communicate with each other. But, I didn't have a good look at the play, but according to the other coaches, he should have just touched the bag. Nate was close to the bag, and I think Graham assumed that, Nate was going to touch the bag, and he didn't at the last second. And I think Graham stopped running because he thought Nate was going to touch it. So no communication. And then once he flipped it to him, he was surprised, and then he ultimately ended up missing the bag.
Jacob?
On that same note, did you feel like fielding communication was a larger issue tonight than just that one play? Because there was also the bunt earlier in the game where that was a problem as well.
Well, that one, took the high hop. That's a read by the catcher. And when that thing hit the ground initially and took the high hop, I mean, if you've seen enough baseball, that's going to be an interesting play anyway, because that ball's in the air. That guy's getting down the line. So it wasn't that one. I would agree, but probably more so the bunt in the ninth inning. Like, I thought we could have gotten lead out. I'll look at the film, but I thought we could have gotten lead out because it was a hard bunt to Haas at third. But there was no communication on our part, and nor did we look at second. So that stuff, when you're talking about a team that, I hate talking about the youth, but I think our youth showed up in that situation, unfortunately, where we weren't, to me, playing to win. It was, we're never going to argue about getting it out, but maybe I should reserve judgment until I go back and look at the film. But I thought we could have got lead out. And most disappointingly, along the theme of what we're saying in terms of communication, we didn't say anything. So that, to me, was the mistake of that play.
How do you kind of quickly remedy something like that? Is that just a matter of guys stepping up in the locker room and talking about communicating better, or what's like the quick fix when stuff like that happens?
Well, you address it and you talk about it, but it comes down to those, you're in a pressure situation like that. I say pressure, a tight situation in terms of score, it should not dictate how we play. If we rep it enough, we do it enough, it should become rote. It should become something that we do second nature. And that's just learning, this team needs to learn how to win. I said that, even last week, and it was nice we came back, because this team still needs to learn how to win and expecting to win. So I'm just disappointed. I really am. I mean, I'm disappointed in how we gave that one away. We turn a double play in the seventh. We're out of the inning. They don't score. And I think we didn't turn a double play. Then we did a wild pitch and gave them their second run. And we certainly gave them their third run. So just a really, really disappointing loss. But you got to put that behind you and regroup and get ready for tomorrow.